got some drama. We got some. Howdy, what's good, got squirrels, SoCloseToToast here. Welcome to the YouTube channel. Howdy, who, what do you to? We are back, and there is a lot of drama. We aren't necessarily ones to get into drama or to stir drama, but dang it, is it not a little bit entertaining? And it hooks you in when you know the people, you know the streamers. So a lot is going on right now with Twitch and the streamers on it, and it's just pure chaos over there. That all being said, there is one messiah, one overarching guidance counselor of the internet, and that is moistcritikal, aka Penguins, aka Charlie, aka one of the most recognizable faces in the acting world. But he is the perfect person to break down all this insanity and not really be biased, because he's not really part of any streamer circle. Does his own thing, he has his friends that are his circle, and that's it. He just wants to see the good in people, the good in the situation, and try and find any type of resolution that makes the most logical sense. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a mature look at what is going on over at Twitch, because I feel like this website for a long time, for years now, has just gone on this downward trajectory. So I know a little bit of what's going on as far as XQC and Adept, their breakup. Not like that's big news, but for some reason that brought out the gambling conversation on Twitch. And then this guy Slicker got exposed for scamming his fans, and it started off with him gambling and having an addiction. So then Twitch bans gambling, and that's as much as I know. But let's waste no more time. Let's get into it. Drop the L, hit the bell. Let's get into it.
Right now, the current state of Twitch is like a bag of dog shit on fire. It is a complete disaster. It's like the most degenerate reality TV show program ever broadcast, and the entire internet can't look away, myself included. I wanted to break down every single plot line going on in the Twitch drama sphere, but that would consist of more chapters than a Harry Potter book to it. Every single day, a new bomb gets dropped. Every time you go to sleep, you'll wake up as if Santa Claus visited you, and instead of putting presents under the tree, he put coal and drama in your stocking. And for a lot of people that enjoy watching a shit show from the sideline, that's better than any Christmas present you could ever get, I suppose. So overall, I just thought it'd be
There's a lot of people, and it's kind of sad, but the parasocial relationships that viewers have with streamers is high up there. Like for Twitch, for streamers in particular, I feel like they have a high percentage of viewers that feel like they're closer to the creator than they really
like
are.
An almanac here, a little guide to help you navigate through this wild
they know
web
these
of
people.
wackiness that's been going on Twitch with this crazy soap opera. So I'm going to try and enter into a flow state here and explain it all as best and as quickly as I can. So I'm going to try and really tap into the avatar state here to drive home all of the important stuff happening there. So let's take it from the top. This story starts with an event called Shit Camp. It's the follow-up to an event that QT Cinderella hosted last year, where a lot of big streamers came together and did a lot of really fun IRL content together. And it was just a really memorable, really positive experience. So this year, QT Cinderella was putting on the sequel, Shit Camp 2022. And unfortunately, before the event even began, it was plagued by a bit of controversy, because the biggest streamer in the world, XQC, had already said he'd be attending, he'd be going to Shit Camp this year as well, but last second decided not to, without informing QT Cinderella beforehand. He didn't give like prior notice that he wasn't going to be going.
That's such an XQC move. Like, if you guys watch this guy long enough, you can kind of pick up on he's got some social problems, and addressing them with people professionally. Like, I don't think that's just not him.
So it caught her as well as a lot of people.
I don't know if he knows how to do that.
And I'm going to go ahead and give my take on this, because this is kind of where blood started boiling a bit. This was like the first bit of drama to start this incredibly apocalyptic week off. I'm just going to play a clip from my stream where I briefly talk about it, because I don't want to just plagiarize my own stream here, so I might as well just play the clip where I already talked about this. So it all started with Shit Camp. It all started with XQC not going to Shit Camp and not telling anyone that he wasn't going until it like happened.
Damn.
Which is very standard for XQC. Usually he'll say yes to anything he's invited to, but then not show up, but he doesn't tell anyone.
Yeah, he's done it before.
Like for Creator Clash, iDubbbz didn't know he wasn't coming until the day that the event happened.
I mean, the dude is so consistent at streaming like 18 hours a day. When does he have time to talk to people?
He's not good at communicating. There's nothing wrong with not going. I just think he needs to be better at communicating. I don't think he does it maliciously. I really think he just doesn't think to do it.
Yeah.
People like to try and spin it as like a malicious thing. I don't get that impression.
They like to hate him.
I really just think he is so focused on stream and content that things like checking in with people, updating people, he doesn't even think to do. It never at any point comes across his mind. Now, this event on its own was a big controversy, but it wasn't a massive one. It was frustrating to QT Cinderella and organizing the shit camp. But overall, I think everyone walked away from this situation still on decent terms with one another.
When did that happen?
But it really set in motion a series of events that ended in an absolutely cataclysmic disaster for streamers. And it can all be traced back to one single event that happened at Shit Camp that was nobody's fault. Just a pure, innocent accident. A force of nature that no one could have stopped. Erob. Erob is another big streamer, and Erob attended Shit Camp. Erob made a joking threat to one of his longtime viewers in the chat. I believe it was offline chat. Erob made a joke about beating him up at TwitchCon. And Twitch banned Erob for this. He got a 7-day ban for joking with one of his viewers about beating his ass. And then Twitch eventually revisited this.
Dude, what does anybody remember? What was it? Probably 4 years ago, 5 years ago at this point. There was always the "fight me at TwitchCon" meme. None of those people were banned ever. What the hell?
This ban not long after issuing it.
How long?
And they decided to increase the duration from 7 days to 30 days.
What?
Erob received a 30-day ban for joking with one of his viewers about beating them up at TwitchCon.
There's been way worse.
That's where everything went to shit.
Like, didn't Amaranth reveal her private parts and she only got like 3 days?
That's where we shifted to a different dimension of pure darkness, sadness, and filth.
What is that moderation?
Our entire timeline shifted from this one event. Erob's unjustified banning over nothing. Erob would have got a less harsh sentence if he got butt-fucked by that viewer on stream.
Oh my
We just saw Twitch give a 7-day ban to that girl that had sex on stream. Erob would have been better off filming a fucking sex tape live on stream with that viewer. He would have got a less harsh ban. Such an unbelievably silly ban, and this event was a lot like the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand and how that event helped kick off World War I. This was the catalyst for all of the shit that's been going on Twitch right now. So shortly after Erob's ban, there was a very public breakup between XQC and his longtime girlfriend, Adept.
There's some videos on XQC's YouTube channel that I don't know why they're up there. I don't know why he streamed their conversations, but it got real dark and cringe. Like, I don't like using that word cringe, but it felt so cringe. Like,
two of them then went even more public with information around the breakup, even arguing
awkward
in a Discord call while being streamed in front of an audience of 120,000 viewers, all waiting on bated breath for new juicy, spicy drama. There was a lot of very private, personal stuff that was revealed, and it was a big deal for about 8 hours until the next bomb on Twitch dropped, which was Slicker and the scamming that came to light. Dude, I made a whole video about this because this is one of the biggest scams I've seen on a live streaming platform. I'll break it down to like the bare bullet points here.
On the internet for
Slicker,
the weekend, you missed a lot.
Very popular streamer for a time, was using his viewers as piggy banks. He would message a lot of his viewers and his mods with sob stories about like his bank being closed and how much he needs the money. And he was able to gather a lot of money from fans as well as friends. He reached out to pretty much all
over
of his
100 people
friends and begged them for money and got money from them too, promising to pay them back, but only paying back very few of them.
Yeah, only the streamers.
He spent it all gambling. He used roughly $300,000 of funds that he got from friends and fans and used it all gambling. So that all came to light, which then overshadowed the breakup stuff and the Slicker scam being the biggest news on the platform until the next day. That had about 24 hours worth of being Twitch's biggest controversy, so that had a pretty good run, all things considered. There was a lot of longevity there. The next day, this whole gambling situation started to bubble over onto Twitter, because this was such big news. Everyone was then talking about gambling addiction. Like, look how bad
Gambling
slots are
was
for
the
you. Look
culprit.
at what this streamer did. And it all ties back to Twitch allowing gambling on their platform. So then it became a big movement on Twitter with, you know, the hashtag Twitch ban gambling, and a lot of people giving a lot of takes on, you know, the proper way of handling gambling on live streams. And this started a war, because there's a lot of popular streamers that do gambling.
Some YouTuber just got, like, axed, too. Well, he had 6 million subscribers. Steve Will Do It, I think is his name. And it was like, I don't even know if it was his fault. It was like his editor's fault for keeping the .com that goes to the gambling site on the video or something. And his YouTube channel, they just terminated that. It's crazy out here.
A lot of those streamers were feuding with streamers that were vocal against gambling.
No leeway for
and they
gambling,
were clashing on Twitter all night. And then about 6 hours after that, we had another fucking massive bombshell drop with a different piece of drama outside of like the normal streamer category. This is chess. I made a whole video about the chess cheating scandal that's going on right now with the anal bead cheating hypothesis. This had a new development.
Anal bead hypothesis.
To break that down, a chess grandmaster named Hans Niemann beat Magnus Carlson, the #1 chess player in the world, in a shocking upset. And Magnus Carlson withdrew from the tournament that he lost to Hans in, and insinuated Hans may have cheated. So then speculation ran wild, and eventually people started to wonder, did Hans Niemann cheat by using a chess bot programmed into a pair of anal beads or a butt plug? So that's been like the big chess.
That is insane. Like, how did people come to that conclusion? What? Like, I've heard of isn't there something you can put in your shoe? Or something that, like, zaps you a little bit? An anal bead one.
Chess drama there.
Yikes!
And, 12 hours ago, 6 hours from
Charlie
the gambling
losing it. Keep it
fighting
together
on Twitter,
it's too much.
Hans Niemann and Magnus Carlsen faced each other in their first chess match since the controversy. And they were playing online chess. Magnus Carlsen resigned after 2 moves. Magnus Carlsen rage quit his match against Hans Niemann right away.
XQC is probably like, whew. He was memed on for 6 moves against Charlie. Now Magnus took it 2 moves.
Thus continuing this soft insinuation that he believes Hans Niemann is a cheater. So that spiraled chess into an even bigger pit of controversy, because that is a big deal. That is very unprofessional.
I didn't even know about it.
That affects the entire tournament, not just Hans, with him resigning like that. It's a very bad look. So the entire chess community was outraged with Magnus for this action, because it's childish. It really is. To be that salty, mauled that hard, and still not have the confidence to say with your chest, Hans Niemann is a cheater and I refuse to play against him, it's a bad look. If you really believes he's a cheater, say it. And don't just go into the tournament and then rage quit and fuck it up for everyone else. It's very simple. If it was anyone besides Magnus, the repercussions here would be extreme. But Magnus gets a pass because he's the #1 player in the world, but the chess community isn't happy about it. And that's a still developing story, but that's the latest in the anal bead
the anal beads we need to know.
Chess cheating. And that was the hottest news on Twitch, because it was broadcast on Twitch. But that was the hottest news in Twitch drama for only about 4 hours. Because 4 hours after that, the fighting on Twitter reached an absolutely crazy climax. After getting into a disagreement with fellow streamers on Twitter, Trainwrecks TV released this tweet here, which made hefty accusations about one of the largest streamers being complacent in a cover-up of a sexual assault. This, of course, is a massive deal. This is no longer just petty internet drama. Sexual assault is a crime, and it is something that should never be taken lightly. So this kind of accusation clearly had a massive effect on the entire platform. And throughout the course of the night, over like a 4-hour period, a lot of clips were surfacing. The victim of the story that Train was alluding to in the tweets also spoke out and went live to explain the story. If you'd like to understand more of it,
That is always interesting to me when people talk about sexual assault and they don't go, even if it doesn't do anything in the long run. But why don't they just go to the police and address it there and then maybe live stream? I feel like everybody is so quick to just hop on publicly and just drop all this stuff. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I feel like it should be taken a little bit differently in a serious way than just going live stream.
Recommend going to her Twitter or watching her VOD. Her name is Adriana Lee. I'm not going to go into detail about this story in the video here because it's not just petty, goofy internet drama when it's dealing with something this serious. Obviously, this situation was a massive deal on the platform, and as of right now, it is still developing. And as I'm making this video, yet another massive bomb has dropped on Twitch that is creating drama. Twitch put out an official statement on their stance on gambling, and it seems like they have outright banned any kind of gambling involving slots and shit like that, which was their main category for gambling. In their statement, they said they're making an update to their policy effective October 18th that'll prohibit the streaming of gambling sites that include slots, roulette, or dice games that aren't licensed either in the U.S. or other jurisdictions that provide sufficient consumer protection. These sites include stake.com, rollbit, duelbit, roobet. However, we may identify others as we move forward. We will continue to allow websites that focus on sports betting, fantasy sports, and poker.
Classic.
So, for those that don't know, gambling on Twitch has been an absolutely massive category.
Somebody owns somebody, so you gotta keep in the sports betting, fantasy sports. You know, although there is skill revolved around poker, and you gotta like think about the statistics and math and stuff, so it's not as random as like slots.
So
you're just cranking. You're just watching the money go.
Has been an absolutely massive category for quite some time now. Specifically, slots. That's where most of all of the gambling streams take place, in the slots category. And the biggest sponsor of gambling streams on Twitch is stake.com. The fact that Twitch put stake.com in their statement by name is huge. They are paying millions upon millions of dollars for streamers to gamble on their site. They have so much sponsorship money that they've tossed around on Twitch, and the fact that they are now prohibited immediately cuts that entire thing off. I truly never thought Twitch would outright ban gambling like that. Now, of course, they did allow exceptions for like poker, sports betting, and fantasy sports, but I genuinely never thought that they would cut off slots, roulette, and everything there. That is a wild, big dick move there that is going to cause at least
That's the weird thing about Twitch. Like, they ban Erob for 30 days for this weird threat that is just a joke. And then they have somebody that literally filmed themselves having sex, and then they got banned for a week or something, and then got a fan base based on that. And then they have this, where it's kind of like it's a smart decision. It's just so weird. What are they doing? And Slicker, I don't even know if he's banned, but he was scamming his fans, and that's definitely against the law and Twitch's terms of service. So it's just they're just so weird to me.
Controversy on the platform because there's a lot of gambling streamers that just lost massive amounts of money from their stake.com sponsorship deal, as well as just content. Because streaming slots for a lot of streamers was the main source of their content for a while now. So that's just going to be a huge change for a lot of people on there. Not only streamers, but viewers, because there's a ton of viewers that only watch gambling content. So that whole situation there, that's a game changer. So it has been a fucking crazy week on Twitch. It's
like a couple days, it seemed.
Hopefully this caught all of you up to speed. I gave you like the bare bones essentials to every story that's been going on recently. That's about it.
Wow. Well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was a lot all at once. Sensory overload. I think Charlie did the best job he could to summarize all this drama. I only knew a handful of it, and there was just so much more. Makes you want to dig a little deeper and figure out what's going on here. Definitely great that gambling is banned. Guy Slicker getting exposed, it made it even more apparent that gambling should be banned. Like, that's an all-time low, and it's illegal. And I don't even know if he is banned, but the fact that certain people are banned for things that you would think are minuscule. I'm catching weird vibes from Twitch, and I've streamed on the platform since 2012. Like, it has been my home for streaming for a very, very long time. A lot of people may not know that, but I also streamed music early on when it was like, if you streamed any music on the platform, you're getting banned. But they allowed me to do it, and we grew the music category. And then you got to see like cool events on Twitch, and I felt like just before they got bought out was when they were on the pulse of the community. We're really on the precipice of building something amazing that would be the #1 streaming site that we have. But you can see over the years what became more important to Twitch, and the leadership on the platform and the website just seemed to be missing. And you can see over the past couple years, YouTube is catching up. YouTube is pulling streamers from Twitch. They're buying them out. As long as YouTube keeps on fixing the way that the search engine works within the streaming and just that category, give them time. I feel like YouTube has a lot of perks and a lot of positives. Twitch running their company in the way that they are, it's just shining a bigger light on people that may eventually just move, and Twitch no longer being that reigning streaming champ. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think of all this drama? I'll see you on the next one. I'm gonna probably keep on following this to see where it develops, so stay tuned for a follow-up. Peace out, shake 'em and break 'em.